You are only a thought away from changing your whole outlook today, from changing your whole emotional state, the direction in which this day goes. Just a single thought, or maybe a couple of thoughts away from changing everything. In order to understand that, I want to make a distinction between these two experiences. One is grief. There is true grief. It is a normal human process, and we do get through it. And the best thing is we grow from it. However, grief can really only be dealt with in one way, and that is if you allow time to take you through it, the normal human process of grief. Sure, you can create thoughts that will help you get through it, talk to others, do certain things that keep you in a positive way as much as possible while going through it. But the only true way you get through it, because it's a natural human process, is time. And time will heal it, and you will grow from it. The other idea is whining and complaining about whatever circumstances are in your life. You see, whining and complaining is not a normal human process. You don't grow from it, you deteriorate from it. The good thing is that you don't need time to heal from whining and complaining. Your thoughts can change your attitude right away. See, most of whining and complaining is simply just excuses. You whine about your situation in life, you don't have enough money, you're too overweight, you're not attractive, you're a procrastinator. These are all just excuses that can be changed, usually with just a few different thoughts, a different focus. I like to make this distinction between a real situation and one that's just an imaginary excuse. And the way I do this is I have what's called the $10,000 rule. Now that rule is arbitrary in terms of the amount. You know, for some people it could be $1 million, whatever. The point is, you can determine whether something's an excuse if you say, well, I can't run a mile. Well, if I give you $10,000, can you run a mile? If you train for it for a week, a month, and then in the day you actually run that mile, I'm going to give you $10,000. Could you do it then? Would all these things you're saying are keeping you from doing it, would they go away? You know they would. Immediately they would. If I offered you $10,000, immediately you would start thinking, oh, I can put on an ankle brace. I can train just a little bit each day. All of a sudden, your thoughts are focused on the goal, getting that $10,000, and no longer focused on any excuse that's going to keep you from that. So just learn to do it without the $10,000 rule. Ask yourself, if somebody gave me $10,000, could I do this? 99.9% of the time, your answer is going to be yes. And you will begin to change your thoughts. And then you will focus on the possibilities. And believe me, your outlook, your attitude, and your emotions will change drastically. If there's something you don't want to do, don't make an excuse about it. Make a decision. I don't want to run a mile. It's not important to me. That's a decision. Be accountable to that decision. Move on from that decision and choose to do what you want to do. And start to begin to put those thoughts in your mind, whatever it may be. I want to relax today. But make a decision, not an excuse, and entertain only the thoughts of possibility.